It's 50, aka Ferrari F50. Break it down. It's 50 Cent, G-Unit's leader. Grew up in Jamaica, Queens, New York. 50 had it tough growing up. He lost his mother young and started selling drugs very young at the age of 12. 50 Cent didn't actually get into music properly until he actually had his son. Then he felt like he had a reason to leave the streets behind. He started rapping and eventually got with Run DMC legend Jam Master Jay. It was here when 50 would meet Ja Rule, who's from Hollis, Queens. At this point, 50 was making a lot of music. One of the songs he made that caught a lot of attention from his neighborhood was the Ghetto Quran, which was basically bigging up the legendary Queens gangsters, the Supreme Team. Although this was seen as a positive song, giving love to his borough and where he's from, there was word that members of the Supreme Team were not happy with 50 naming individuals' names and what they were known for in the Supreme Team. This allegedly is the reason why 50 Cent was shot 9 times in the year 2000. By this point, Ja Rule and 50 had already fallen out, and 50 had released songs dissing Ja Rule even before the shooting. After 50 had recovered from the shots, he hit the mixtapes hard, releasing mixtapes with his group G-Unit. 50 was trying to get signed to a major label, but 50 was getting blackballed due to Irv Gotti being quite powerful in the music scene at the time, contacting labels not to sign 50 Cent. 50 would eventually get his breakthrough, signing to Dr. Dre and Eminem, Shady Aftermath Records. He then released his debut album Get Rich or Die Trying, which had huge success, selling over 12 million albums worldwide, with singles such as the classic In the Club, 21 Questions, If I Can't, Many Men, and PIMP. 50's sophomore album The Massacre didn't disappoint either, selling 1 million copies in the first week and ended up selling over 10 million again, with big singles like Candy Shop, Just a Little Bit, Disco Inferno, and Out of Control remix. Besides all the mixtapes as well that he kept releasing even when he was on, 50's other albums were 2007's Curtis album, which had big songs like I Get Money, Ayo Technology, Amusement Park, and Straight to the Bank. In 2009 he released Before I Self-Destruct, and the last album was Animal Ambition, released in 2014. But by this point, his popularity in the music game had diminished quite significantly. 50 also had G-Unit Records with artists such as Lloyd Banks, Tony Yayo, and Young Buck. He signed other known artists such as Mobb Deep, MOP, and obviously we know about The Game, but they didn't quite work out as planned. But in terms of G-Unit as a record label, besides signing Kid in the later years, G-Unit as a label kind of went cold. In terms of beefs, 50 Cent hasn't been shy of those, that's for sure. His infamous beef with Ja Rule started way back in the streets of Queens, New York. According to 50, Ja Rule was robbed and 50 knew the individual that robbed him. Ja Rule then saw 50 in a club with the guy that robbed him, and 50 says that's when the beef really started, because he felt like 50 shouldn't be with this guy when him and Ja Rule are okay. Because don't forget, 50 Cent and Ja Rule were both signed to Jam Master Jay at this time, so 50 and Ja were somewhat cool. But according to Ja Rule, this is not how the beef started. There's many theories for this one. Ja Rule says that 50 was just simply jealous of him as he was already signed and was making big moves in the music industry. Ja Rule also said that 50 asked to do a song with Ja Rule, and Ja never really got back to 50 about it, so that kind of added to 50's fuel to start dissing him. And 50 and Ja Rule also had an altercation in Atlanta where they actually got into a physical altercation. It's not clear who actually was the winner in that actual fight though. And there's another theory that 50 was somewhat a big drug dealer in Queens, wasn't happy that Supreme Team leader Kenneth McGriff was supporting Ja Rule instead of supporting 50. 50 felt like he's the one in the streets being gangster, while Preem was supporting Ja Rule, who really wasn't seen as a street guy. That beef ended up going into diss songs, 50 dissing Ja Rule and his crew Murder Inc., and then Ja Rule and his crew dissing 50 as well. It even ended up in another altercation in the Hit Factory where 50 needed a couple stitches. The beef got commercial when 50 signed to Dr. Dre and Eminem, where he released the song Back Down, which was a scathing diss to Ja Rule. By this point, 50's momentum and the G-Unit was too much for Ja. With the flurry of disses, Eminem joined Busta Rhymes. Ja Rule's career ended up a bit suffering, and he went basically into hip-hop obscurity. To this day, that beef continues with 50 jabbing and Ja responding on social media. In 2005, 50 laid aim at Jadakiss and Fat Joe. for literally featuring on Ja Rule's song New York. 50 ended up dissing them on Piggy Bank on his second album Massacre, and these songs were exchanged as with Jadakiss coming on top when the Lox were dissing the whole of 50 Cent and G-Unit. Fat Joe and 50's beef got a bit more serious. Joe was very big on the streets, and that was all squashed when 50's manager Chris Lighty died and they got together for a peace treaty. 50's beef with the Game was well publicized as well. This actually started really from the Game really wanted to be his own man and really doing things out of line, which didn't sit well with 50. 50 eventually kicked the Game out of G-Unit, and Game went on a long tirade dissing G-Unit and 50 Cent, starting the whole G-U-Not movement. The other main beef that 50 had, but that one all went into the legal route, 50 losing a lawsuit to Rick Ross. Other foes of 50 involves Jay-Z in his early days. He's always digging at Diddy, Shine, Cameron, even Nas. And his own camp isn't immune to it. Young Buck has really felt the wrath of 50 in recent years. Even Yayo fell out with 50 at one point. Away from music, he did a movie in 2005 based on his life called Get Rich or Die Trying. He had a big vitamin water deal in 2007 and made $100 million from there, which changed the game of how hip-hop stars made deals outside of music, requiring equity rather than just a quick check. But 50's main hustle now is film and TV. He's an actor and executive produces a lot of shows. Power is probably the most popular one, which has had multiple spin-offs. He's got the BMF series as well, which is based on Big Meech, the Detroit drug dealer. The other one was called For Life, based on a true story about an inmate that was wrongly accused and then got a law degree and started helping other inmates beat their cases. His music career is pretty much done for now. He's teased us with a few features and mixtapes over the years, and his recent feature on Nas's Magic 2 album, which didn't get the best reviews, to be honest with you. He's moved more into being an entrepreneur and a TV producer. But what do you think about 50 Cent's career? Do you think there's a more impressive hip-hop story than his, being shot 9 times and then making it to the top of the music and film industry? And would you want to hear another album from 50 Cent in today's climate? Could you think he can adjust? And let me know what your favorite 50 album and favorite 50 Cent song is. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's fresh hip-hop opinion. Peace and love.